Welcome, everyone. Welcome, friends from around the globe. It's day 7 of 7 days of rest and reweaving wholeness. We at Unity Earth are honored to be hosting this magnificent event for today's theme, Intimacy with the Infinite. Relationship between Unity Earth and 7 days of rest goes back 7 years from the very beginning of this incredible journey. We've been blessed to be part of the 7 days of rest every year, and it's usually on day 1 as a part of the opening celebration. But this year we felt the pull towards the theme of intimacy with the infinite on the last day, day 7. So here we are gathering here today. Intimacy with infinite brings about a sense of deep connection and a sense of belonging to that vast space, ethereal space, through which we merge with the source and its creation, whatever that might mean for you. To this day, I remember a moment when I was about 14 or 15. I was out with a group of friends and very careless and happy. I was actually on a swing. And as the swing was flying faster and faster, in one moment, I intuitively closed my eyes and let go internally. Nothing else existed in that moment. I remember the feeling of absolute surrender. Back then, I didn't know what it meant, but later in life, I realized that that was my first experience with intimacy with the infinite. My whole being felt infinite. The source energy just flooded my body and my entire being. The world around me felt infinite. So today we hope to create a space for you in which you can experience intimacy with the infinite. We have 2 amazing musicians, Gary Malkin and Dana Tomasino, to work their magic in creating that space for you. And we also have an Indigenous elder, Angaangaq, to open and activate the sacred space before we begin. But first, let's hear from our Executive Director, Ben Bowler.
Thank you, Irina. We are going to go to Angaangaq for his invocation. So thank you for that beautiful opening and welcome everybody to this very special gathering. Angaangaq, it is an honor to have you with us, and we'd love to hear your reflections and your invocation as we begin this gathering today.
You know, is it okay with you, Ben, and everyone else, if I chanted a little prayer?
Yes, please.
Yeah. You know, I'm a carrier of a drum, of the drums of the far north. We call her Qilaut. Qilaut is spelled Qilaut, and it literally means an instrument from the great sky. The old people explain it that when old shamans travel into a journey to the big sky, they come back and tell us that this is what they heard. The sound of the drums, when you sing into it, reflects, according to the old shamans, the sound of the great sky, the big sky. And this is the way I do it. And this is my prayer for that you and I will be in a good way together today. Ho ho! Ho ho! 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 You know, friends, I come from the far north, from the top of the world. All people say that from there you can talk to the rest of the world. Her name is Qilaud. The globe at large will hear. I'd always like that, not knowing that one day you and I will be able to talk to each other face the world. And and using the ancient instrument of Qilaud. Qilaud as the circle is infinite, because when you speak around the world, like in the globe itself, it's difficult to comprehend. But then when you do that, then it becomes without seeing each other's eyes, and into touching it. They are so privileged, which reminds me that our beloved mother, one day, and I'm going to be talking to the United Nations, I said that's Earth. Understand what the world, and in that organization for the world, and she thought of that maybe a place to get together, so we can. And she liked that. And I know that, but she wanted me to look in the eyes in the heart of man, using his knowledge wise. That these words in my heart for many, many years now. Says grade 3 education, positive with that. And then we're given a chance to talk to the world. And she to her, you're far away. Man, it's not from here to there, nor from there to here. Nay, this heart. That's the greatest distance in existence of man. And see a whole world in our mind, and a world in our heart, man. And it's so short. She says that the greatest distance, mine and in our heart. Like my great grandfather. He was the first Christian. Then she marries my father, traditional medicine woman. Those two people brought the world together inside me. One of my elders. I touched my heart for all of them, all across the vast north, Eskimo in tradition, in a tribal tradition. And we are the largest landholder. There are 13 hours tons from east to west. 747 airplane will fly from top of Greenland to the island in Newfoundland just to be inside our land. And the teaching they carry is just melting the ice. Man will have a chance to and begin using his knowledge wisely to this world. So I can honor my elders. Really tell the world, good afternoon, good day. How are you? And I really want us to become closer to each other. We are to each other. Really happy to be here. Thank you so much for giving me that chance, Ben.
Thank you. Angaangaq. Thank you for coming and bringing your grace. And we're deeply, deeply grateful and appreciate your presence. To consider this intimate, you know, you're very many demands on your time, and if you must depart, your gratitude. Thank you so much, Uncle. It's really special, as Irina said. It's from more than 7 years, end of 2017. My gosh, what a 7 years it's been for all of us. absolute stewards of the 7 days of rest. My mother has been steward. There's a very deep connection with unity for the last 7 years. And here we are on day 7. And what I understand is the last day. Congratulate Shelley and Jan and all the beautiful, beautiful offerings that are in. And also I want to thank my heart's intimacy with the infinite. I love Irina sharing her personal experience as a young girl. For me, you know, it's by the ocean or on the mountain or in the personal revelations and experience of intimacy with the divine, encounters, walking and hiking. Coming up this year, I'll spend more time outside. As I was thinking about this great theme, there is an amazing declaration, friends, please look it up. It's from the different spiritual expressions from all the different. We think about intimacy with the infinite. We can be talking about up to us. As Rumi said, you are not the drop in the ocean, you are the mighty drop. The Fuji Declaration is devoted to all the different spiritual truths. And let me read something from the thriving world. It says, the great spiritual traditions of to its universal source, passion, wisdom, and joy to live a flourishing life. Time has for every one of us to awaken the divine. Great wisdom traditions I was struck by in sea is one of the 99 names, another word for the infinite, without end. No wasi. And in God, it says, we are closer to man. We are closer than his jugular vein, thus closer than our jugular vein. We have in so many different traditions, divine feminine, the grandchild. There is perhaps nothing more intimate than that. And that comes through in the mystic Kabbalah, this idea of Shekinah. Shekinah, not just, but it's really one of the great pioneers on the divine feminine, Anne Baring, said, brings together heaven and earth, vision of their essential relationship and union, evocative of this intimacy with the infinite, all the mystical traditional union. With observations that indeed the kingdom of God, it's not over there, it's not over there, it's within us. So powerful. And in Buddhism, of every living being possessing Buddha nature within inside all of us and inside all being since the beginning of time, infinity, eternity. In Hinduism, of course, there are so many beautiful concepts. One is a Sanskrit word for the true or eternal self, each individual which persists through all. Again, this intimacy with the infinite between divinity and humanity. Once our eyes are quantum physics. Talk about this quantum implicate order and the explicate order, intimacy with the infinite is our very nature. It's living through, are coming to the conclusion that our true nature